Everyman, Driver Nation, what's going on? Welcome back for another car review. I'm Dave Erickson alongside this guy, my better half, Dave Erickson. Today we're going to give you a quick overview, demonstrations, and impressions of this 2018 Toyota Prius 2 Eco. This comes in 7 trim levels. You got the Prius 1, 2, 2 Eco, 3, 3 Touring, 4, and 4 Touring. It's a lot of trim levels. You want me to start or you want to start? You can start. Okay then, let's get started. 3 pieces of standard equipment here on the outside. You've got a rear spoiler, but no rear wiper. Heated power outside mirrors, and auto on by LED headlights and LED DRLs. And of course, we're rolling on 15-inch alloy wheels. 15s are pretty standard when it comes to a hybrid vehicle because they're trying to save on weight and they want better fuel economy. Here's one of those standard safety and convenience features for families or growing families or people thinking about starting families is the latch system. So behind this Velcro strap here on both sides, you got the lower anchors and then you have the tethers on the back. So that's how you can hook up your car seat, infant car seat base, and things like that. Let's go ahead and pop the hood on this bad boy. We're looking at a hybrid Synergy drive system. I know that Dave really wants to tell you about it, so I'm gonna step out of the way and let him take over. You are far too kind. A 1.8 liter dual overhead cam, variable valve timing, CVT. This combined horsepower output, 121 horses, 105 pound-feet of torque. We got the active grille shutters down here. So you got that going for you. Now, big thing is the fuel economy. 58 city, 53 highway. Hey, what do you think? Good? Good? Let's go inside. I'm going to show you the readout of the history of this car on their average miles per gallon over the last 4 months. Pretty impressive. So here's a look at the average miles per gallon over the last 4 months based on the computer here. Granted, this has been driven by press people the last 4 months, so there's been transfers, people driving the highway, testing it, but there's some pretty good mileage in June, so they're averaging over 60 miles per gallon there. In May, even better. And Toyota is looking for a mixed driving number of 56 based on the estimates of 58 city, 53 highway, so very respectable and right there in the wheelhouse. All right, it is my turn to do a backseat legroom and headroom demonstration. I am 5'11", so is Dave. Here is our driving position up front. So here's how much room I have between my knees and the back of the seat of this mid-size hybrid. Very decent, very nice. It'd be kind of cool if we had some leather seats, but we don't. Oh well. Kind of warm in here too, it's all black. We've got four blank handles throughout the vehicle. And it's a fairly comfortable space to be back here. Nothing too fancy about it. You do have a fold down armrest with a pair of cup holders. No sunroof, most likely because of weight saving issues, because the glass will weigh heavier than that. No sunshades. Again, this is the third of the 7 trim levels. The higher you go up, more bells and whistles. But for this, hey, it gets the job done. So what do you say next we do another double Dave of the back end? Time now for your cargo room and trunk space demo. You want any help with this? No, I'm good. All right, so there is no button here on the key fob to open up the lift gate, or the hatchback in this case. So as long as it's unlocked, you can push your hand here underneath the Toyota logo. Thanks for your help, by the way. Look at this, 27.5 cubic feet of volume, 27.4 to be exact. That's huge, and look how far this opens up. This is enormous, cavernous. You could probably get 2 of me in here, which I won't do, but you can probably get 2 of me in here. And then of course, my favorite thing to do some golfing or throw your bike back here because the seats fold down. They are a 60-40 split, and you can just hit these tabs here, press forward on both sides, and now you increase your cargo volume quite a bit. So pretty darn spacious for this mid-size 4-door hybrid. As with most hybrids, they save on weight by not having a spare tire. Instead, they have a jack kit here, as well as an emergency tire puncture repair kit. So you got that going for you. The curb weight of this vehicle is just over 3,000 pounds. All right, officially welcome inside the cockpit, the cabin of the Prius. Push button start. You hear a series of beeps, sometimes, maybe just one. The car's on because it's a hybrid. As you take an overview look at the cabin here, an interesting layout as you have 2 4.2-inch display monitors up top in this little shaded dome area. And then of course you have the 6.1 inch touchscreen monitor here. Unfortunately, no Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto. I do have my phone hooked into the USB port, so I'm able to listen to a podcast, and I got the Bluetooth technology available, as almost every car does nowadays with the steering wheel mounted controls. So lane departure alert, there's adaptive cruise control, so there's some really good safety features that are standard here. Super quiet and funky little blue knob here for our shift, but you would notice that if you are anything into the Prius vehicles. I think it's kind of cool because it's so simple. Now I'm gonna pop it into reverse. We do have the backup camera, it beeps, and the lane lines do not move with the steering wheel. They just have the distances so you know how close you are getting to the next place. Let's go ahead and put it in drive. We'll go and talk about the impressions of this vehicle, some interesting things about it that I've noticed this week. As always, it's a quiet car. That immediate torque, just about immediate torque, gets you going at a pretty decent speed. They got the display here in the somewhat instrument cluster showing the energy flow of the vehicle. So you can configure that a little bit how you like. And there's different drive modes. There's a normal, eco, as well as a power mode. So I'm gonna put it in power mode right now. See what happens here. Front wheel drive, killing it. Not really. But it got up to 35 miles per hour like that. Oh, there's a lane departure warning. I was trying to be a little fancy there, looking at the camera. There you go, Toyota Safety Sense. So as I'm going over the white line on the right-hand side, it beeps and shows me in the display there that, hey, get back in line there, buddy. Hey, buddy, get back in line. Otherwise, electric power steering, super responsive, immediate. Car has a little bit of a wobble to it. I'm not saying it's top heavy, but it's a light car. 3,000 pounds is the curb weight, so you're not getting a whole bunch of heavy car here. And ground clearance, 5.1 inches. No heads-up display with our trim level. Again, you've got 7 options there, so the higher you go, the more you get to play with things and more they add to it for a higher price point. A pretty decent range in price, between about $7,000 between the lowest trim level and the highest trim level. We're right there in the middle somewhere. Spaciousness is great inside the cabin. Great viewpoint throughout the front windshield, both sides. Even in that kind of a split back window, the hatch, it still is okay to me. It looks kind of funky, like there's a line between, but the visibility is not that big of an issue, so I'm happy with that. And surprisingly, there's a little bolstering to the seats. As you take a look here from the driver's seat over the passenger seat, you'll see a little bit of support there along the ribs for the driver and passenger. I don't know if it's me or just I'm having a little more sensitivity right now, but I'm noticing a lot of road noise through the wheels into the car. I think something could be done with about that to make it, hey, I wasn't going over the line. Maybe I was. But I think there could be something done about that, but that may add more weight to the car. And of course, this car is all about fuel economy and efficiency. So give and take. Nothing really stands out as a harsh negative with the ride and handling. I mean, yeah, it's really quick to respond to your steering, which is good in case you have to react quickly. The car is going to react with you. And comfort-wise, I mean, I'm not expecting a whole lot. I mean, if I were to shop for this car and buy this car, I know why I'm doing it. It's because I want to save money and get the most bang for my dollar when it comes to miles per gallon. So that all makes sense to me. So the MSRP range between the 1st and 7th trim levels between $23,500 and $30,500. Ours is right smack dab in the middle, around $26,000, $27,000. It's definitely worth a look and absolutely a test drive. We'll put much more information on this vehicle on everymandriver.com. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson alongside this guy, Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Adios.